Good evening and welcome to the Vital Football Network. I am Ash, who writes for Vital Newcastle. In the house today, we've got Liam, who writes for Vital Everton, and Andy, who writes for Vital Leeds. And we are missing Crippy, who pulled out at the last minute. Never mind, eh? Sure, we can fill in without him. How are we doing, lads?
All good.
Yeah, good,
Did
mate.
you like the brief little cameo in between the countdown and the titles there, where it just decided to not work? Right, so I think the first thing we've got to mention is Spain. What the hell is going on there? Did you watch it or just seen the...
I had it on. I had it on, but when I was watching it was just so boring to watch, just pass and pass and pass and pass.
I watched the second half of extra time and the penalties, and that was enough for me.
Yeah, I watched the penalties as well. I was playing Warzone at the same time, so counting the corner whilst I was watching.
Priorities, right? Then penalty saves the best things Bono's done since It's a Beautiful Day.
Bono.
Was it 3-0 on penalties, wasn't it? Was it 3-0?
Yeah, I think so.
I can't remember it. Yeah, I can't even remember if Spain scored one. I
Because
know Morocco missed one.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, we just have to do the obligatory shot of Gianni Infantino there, with this being a football podcast. You know how it goes. We've seen the World Cup.
Throw them in there as it is.
Just absolutely no connection to anything, but you just have to show him while you're on.
Just gets booed every time he pops up on the screen, doesn't it?
That's absolutely brilliant. They've stopped putting it on in the stadiums now, apparently, but we still get subjected to it at home.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. Right. What have we got on the agenda today, boys? We've got a lot of England stuff to get through. So let's start off. Let's get carried away. I think you can see that we already did get a bit carried away in the intro there with It's Coming Home. What are you thinking after the last performance there? Andy, you can kick us off, mate, with the last England match, 3-0.
Well, same as we said in the chat, wasn't it? The first half an hour was just hopeless again. Just passing it about the defence, and it was just like, what's going on here? Every time we had the ball in the back around our box, I was panicking. But yeah, it just shows you, doesn't it? We've got some quality where we could just change it. And I think probably Henderson was probably the man of the match for me on that game. He was pretty good, wasn't he, Henderson? And Bellingham again. Bellingham was great again.
Oh yeah, Bellingham's unreal.
But at the end of the day now, we've got a chance, haven't we? I think if we beat France, then I will start getting a bit carried away if we beat France.
Yeah, definitely. But like you say, we were slow to get started, but then once we kicked into second gear, it just became almost too easy, don't you think, Liam?
Yeah, I just want to take a moment to appreciate Jude Bellingham. He is on a different planet.
Next level.
Phil Foden. It's just mad that he's 19 as well. He's 19.
I know.
Like he could fit in any team in the world. I was having this conversation the other day with me, and I was like, he was a City fan. I said, just please sign him because I cannot. I just don't want Liverpool to sign him because I can see the announcement video already.
What?
The Beatles, Hey Jude. That's what it's going to be, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
to be honest,
it's going to be a picture of Jordan Henderson giving him a fucking, as it was on the pitch.
The head thing.
A bit weird.
Yeah, you've just knocked me a bit sick there.
Yeah, but anyway, about the actual game, I'll get carried away. It's coming on. I said it straight away anyway. So
you did. To be fair, you said it from week one. but realistically,
I'll agree with Andy as well. Okay. Yeah, I'll agree with Andy. Defensively, it was nervous. Maguire tried 3 passes in a row and got intercepted all 3.
I remember you sending a message saying, every time Maguire and Stones are passing it between themselves, you're shitting a brick.
Well, it's all right, us passing the ball along the back 4, 20 yards from our goal. But Senegal were doing it 30 yards from our goal instead.
Yeah.
There was a huge difference. And, if it weren't for Pickford, he had one save, and I don't know if they're going to count the other one as a save where Sarr put it over the bar, but they're big chances.
I was just going to say, if
Different
you want for Pickford, we could have been 2-0 down, couldn't we, in the first 20 minutes, half an hour?
They came out flying. I think that was the game plan. Try and put us on the back foot early on, but held out. And I'll agree with Andy as well. Henderson was all right.
Just all right.
It pained me. It absolutely stuck in my craw because obviously Henderson had a good game and Pickford had a good game. Both Sunderland lads, and I was like, I hate giving them credit, but can it not? They deserved every bit of credit they got. It'll never happen again. I'll never be complimentary about Sunderland players ever again.
Just for the next, 2-3 games?
Yeah. Well, after this tournament's over, that's it. No more praise for Sunderland players, ex or current. Unless we sign them and they become good. Can't see that one happening either somehow.
No.
It's just a small matter of the world champions next. On Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Are we watching it or are we hiding behind the couch?
Gotta watch
I could watch it, yeah. Got to watch it.
Have to, don't you?
Even just for comedy value of Mbappe against Maguire.
Oh, he missed training today, Mbappe.
Yeah, see.
Did he?
I think it might be a bit of mind games. Like he was probably doing laps of inside. Been doing all sorts. But he's the biggest threat, though, isn't it? You take Mbappe and maybe Rabiot out of that side, and we've got a chance.
Yep.
I think we'll go to a back five again. Walker, Man Mark, Mbappe.
Yeah.
I reckon we keep him quiet. We'll be all right. Maguire against Giroud.
Walker's the only one who can keep up with him, I think, isn't he?
Pretty much, yeah.
Probably. But even he was a bit dodgy as well midweek.
Was he?
I don't know, what was it, midweek? Was it the other day when we played Senegal? He looked a bit dodgy every now and again.
Walker, man, he's just coming back from surgery, isn't he? I mean, we said it before. He shouldn't even be in the squad, but at the same time, glad he is now because he's got Mbappe to keep quiet. So, although, there's a weird noise going on there. Something very bizarre. When Newcastle played Man City, Alan St-Maximin and Joe Willock were leaving Walker for dead, so maybe he's lost a yard, which is a bit of a worry.
Well, hopefully he's just got a brain and play smarter. I mean, I've watched Seamus Coleman for the past God knows how many years now. He's not got the legs. But for some reason, he still thinks he does. And he goes 30 yards up the pitch. I'm like, why? Just get back in defence. But now he's decided to learn a little bit better. And it's one of them. It's just think smarter, isn't it? Give yourself an extra 5 yards.
Exactly. A lot of footballers can continue their career when the pace is gone just by being cleverer.
One of the best players I ever watched play for us was Gareth Barry.
Yeah.
He had no legs.
He had no pace.
So good. I mean, he never had legs when he was younger, but
peak fitness.
Yeah. He's just so good.
He was a strange one, Gareth Barry, because like you say, he just never ran anywhere, but he was always there when you needed him. It was a bit of an odd one. So we got any score predictions? Sprung this one on you. I just decided to spring it on you there.
I think it'll be high scoring. I think there'll be goals both ways. I'm going for a 2-2 in 90 minutes. Yeah.
Ooh, that's quite.
So who's going to win then?
England on penalties. Better check what I'm drinking.
Well, Portugal's gone 3-0 up whilst we're speaking.
That's what I was just going to say about you were on about us going to a back five. Switzerland changed their position tonight to cope with Portugal, and it's buckled them. Maybe it's not worth it.
Well, it's one of them as well. Do you play to your strengths or do you play to manage their strengths?
And
I reckon if we try and go toe to toe, look at South Korea yesterday, tried to go toe to toe with Brazil, and shut the pants down, didn't they?
I didn't watch that game because I was playing Call of Duty, but I had it on the telly behind us, and every time I turned around, Brazil had scored another goal.
Yeah,
I was like, what am I missing here? Absolute crackers.
Ridiculous. I mean, they're the team other than England that I reckon going to go all the way.
It's between three now, isn't it? It's us, Brazil, or France. So whoever wins on Saturday goes to the final.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Portugal are looking decent though tonight.
I mean, they've rested. Where's he gone to now? What's the team he's gone to?
Well, we'll come on to that later on.
Al Zayis or Al Nais, what they're called.
Al Nasser or Nasir or something like that.
Well, the rest of Al Nasser's new number one signing, aren't they? So
sat there with a face like a mile of bad road again. I didn't see him get off when Ramos scored that first goal and the entire team got up to congratulate him. I didn't see Ronaldo in amongst them.
He was there for the Pepe goal. I saw him for that.
Yeah, second one. Yeah, right. Yeah, I see him with the second one.
His ass. You can see those Pepe and break him.
I think I was going to say it's more a case of Pepe gone to the changing room and was like, "Where was you? Why were you not celebrating me?"
I'm going to snap you. I keep forgetting what I was going to say. It's not going well. Oh yeah, your score prediction.
My score prediction, I'm not going to go high scoring. It'll be like a 1-0 or 2-1.
I was thinking we would just maybe scrape it. It's not going to be convincing, whatever happens. Whoever wins,
we'll go to a back five?
I hope not. I want us to play our game. Yeah, stick with what was working. I want us to play our game, not worry about theirs. I think when we worry about theirs, that's when we lose it because we just shit against the USA because we were more concerned about how they play than how we play. My personal opinion. I don't know if you agree.
Just hopefully don't do a Southgate and change it all up and drop Foden and play someone, you know what I mean? Just go mental like he always does. Too negative.
You can see it now, can't you? He'll play like Saka left wing back, so marks Dembele and Walker's man marking Mbappe and
go full Graham
Potter. One of them. That'll be a Mourinho masterclass, won't it?
Yeah. What we need to do is we need someone to go and rob Mbappe's house, like they do with Sterling, just make him go home for an hour or so. What's the world coming to, man? What a shithole of a bloody world we live in. I want to address something that's getting a little bit off topic here, but our top researchers on this show came up with something the other day. Is that you in a black and white shirt, mate?
What's going on here? I'm so confused.
I think black and white suits you.
Tesco as well.
I know, you traded to your own to your full-time job. It just made me laugh when I came across that the other day.
Thanks for that. That was in primary school. We won the cup.
Nice. Did you score? What position did you play?
I mean, I was like 5-a-side, but I was a striker when I was growing up anyway. So
when I were a lad. I just thought I'd appreciate that. I know the whole idea this week was we were going to abuse Jack, but I don't even think he's here, is he?
No, he's in Turkey, isn't he? It's his birthday as well, so we'll have to say.
Oh, yeah, he's got his hair transplant, didn't he?
Yeah. new hair, new teeth.
Some new teeth. Bless him. We're missing him already. Never mind. Hopefully he's back next week. Maybe him and Crippy have gone on a date.
Crippy might have gone to Turkey as well to get a hair transplant.
You never know. Right. So, we've lost Germany, Belgium, and Spain. Spain have also got beat off Japan. Are we surprised to see them knocked out? Any of them?
Spain. Yeah, definitely. Possession-wise, I mean, they were a young team. I thought they would have gone maybe quarters, semis, because they were too young, but couldn't see them. Only on penalties like tonight. That was it. It's
more for me who they've gone out to than the fact that they've gone out.
Yeah,
I was surprised that Morocco were going through in the first place, even though they topped the group. But to go through and then knock out one of the best teams in the world.
Yep.
Should people be fearful of Morocco? This tournament's mental. There's some weird results.
Yep.
Well, who are they playing in the next round? Morocco? Is it
The winner of this game? Yeah.
Yeah.
The winner of Portugal. Yes, Portugal.
So Portugal,
Portugal,
basically. Yeah. Let's be honest. Yeah, like there's just been some odd results, and it seems to be continuing in the knockouts. So,
I said at the start, like I fancied Germany to go quite far, but they've probably been one of the worst big teams in it, haven't they? Germany, they've been awful.
I don't think I watched any of their games.
I think they've had one good half an hour, and that was the second half against Costa Rica when they scored all them goals against Costa Rica in the second half, and that's the only game they've had what they've shown anything. They've been awful.
They've not.
Yeah, I think the only game I watched was against Japan.
Japan.
I know, right?
Japan.
Who've Germany got these days, though? All their best players are aging now, so they don't really have any.
Muller, who's
Gnabry.
around. I feel like he's been around.
Gnabry's decent.
Gnabry, yeah. But that's it, right? They haven't really got the youth coming through. We mentioned this before, haven't we? Like teams that are in that transition period where they might have a couple of good youngsters and a few good old ones, but they're not quite gelling. But
to be fair,
don't seem to have the youngs.
Portugal have got quite a few oldies as well, aren't they? Ronaldo and Pepe and that in there, and I know they've still got some good youngsters. And I mean, Bernardo Silva, how old's he now? Bernardo Silva,
76. I think.
Yeah. Game's back on. Switzerland has scored 4-1.
Hey, 4-1.
Who scored?
4-1 now.
Who?
Akanji.
Just wondering, maybe Shad and a Thunder bastard. Like he's quite partial to one of them every now and then.
No, he went off injured.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Portugal's first goal was mint. Like, did you watch that one?
Yeah, it was a very, very nice goal.
There was literally one spot where it could go in, and it went in that. The ball went in that place, didn't it? Right in the top corner. It's the only place you could score in.
Give the net a right test.
Yeah.
Newcastle were looking at him as well in the summer. I wish they'd pushed a bit harder to get him. Scored against us in a friendly in pre-season as well. That's why we kept an eye on him since then, but didn't make a bid. Foolish.
So, if we were to beat France in the next game, we get the winner of Portugal and Morocco, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Which will be Portugal, let's be honest. Morocco can't do it again, surely.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
I mean, I didn't watch the full game for the Morocco game, but apparently they played very well. Like,
shut them out, apparently, yeah. Just absolutely shut Spain out. Obviously, Spain had that one with the last kick of the game they hit the post. And then the guy hit the other post from his penalty.
Yeah, they hit the bar in the first half as well, didn't they?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
I think I'd prefer to play Portugal because again,
I don't know. There's just
purely for the entertainment value and just for the joy of knocking some certain smug-faced, lizard-necked, greasy Man United bastard out of the cup.
Oh, we were talking about Bruno Fernandes or Ronaldo.
Yeah, it could be any of them.
Yes.
I think I hate him more than Ronaldo.
Really?
I mean, I don't have any dislike for Ronaldo. Don't really care for him, but I hate Fernandes. He's just
and why?
A horrible, ugly little player.
Cheeky.
He is though, isn't he? Like, yeah,
he
but
is.
he's just he got the Swiss player just booked a minute ago. Tried to run through, and he's gone down, grabbing his face.
Yeah,
I would have loved for him to have played in the Premier League era when like Roy Keane, Duncan Ferguson, any
Julian
of them.
Dix.
I mean, just
Vinnie Jones.
Someone to actually give him a reason to be on the floor.
Just lift him.
Yeah, knob.
I think Ronaldo still pips it for me. Like, I hate his attitude. His attitude stinks. I mean, he's kicking off at the bloody international level now, moaning. Apparently, he got dropped tonight because of the way he reacted when he got subbed last game. I fully believe it.
Been doing it at Man U all season, haven't he? Been telling Ten Hag what to do.
Exactly. His ego's just out of control. He needs to wind himself back in. Seriously, if one of you's got a dog or something that's just scratching a table.
I've got nothing on.
Got a dog waiting to sleep over there.
And it's we might as well get on to old lizard neck because apparently this is the one. Cristiano Ronaldo will play for Al Nassr from January the 1st on a 2.5-year deal for £200 million per season. I don't know if this has been confirmed yet. I don't think it has, but that's obscene. When you break it down like that, was it 200 million a year, 16 million a month, 3.8 a week, 760 grand a day, 96 an hour, 26 euros a second.
Just like Liam said, that's 1,600. That's usually what most people earn roughly a month. And he's earning what? What's the 1,600?
A minute.
He's in a minute. A month's graph. He earns it a minute.
I don't pull that in a month at the minute. And he's pulling it in every minute. If that's real, that is obscene. There has to be. I know, like the Americans have like a salary cap, don't they? It might be something to look into as a possibility for the rest of the world. Like
the thing is, when you look at that's just his contract. That's without all his sponsorship deals and everything else. It must be absolutely minted.
What could he possibly do with that money? You know what I mean? He's pushing 40.
Complain about it.
Yeah, how can he be so fucking miserable?
Yeah.
The thing is, it's not like he does what like Richarlison or Sadio Mane do, where he actually spends money back home in Brazil or in Senegal.
Yeah.
Like if he did something in Portugal, he might do what we don't know of, but he could cure the entire poverty of Portugal.
I know I don't know about recently, but I know like a few years back he used to do quite a lot for charity and things like that.
Could sub me a few quid for me lucky.
I know, right? Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like with the salary cap thing, if we was to do that, it'd have to be all teams in Europe because everyone would just.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it would have to be like worldwide, otherwise everyone would just piss off to that country.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I couldn't imagine everyone going playing in Al Nassr or whatever teams in Qatar and Saudi and all that. No one would want to go and play over there, no matter how much money they're offering. Like with China, when they tried it, wasn't it? Only a few tried it, like Oscar, Hulk, and whoever else there was, but they didn't last. And that didn't last either.
Soon realised that it's not the standard of football they used to. You still got to get some enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But yeah, 1,600 quid a minute. Bring it on. And like you said, though, like what's sickening is that is just his football contract. That has nothing to do with all the other stuff on top of it that he makes.
Yep.
Can't even comprehend what that must
feel
like.
It's sickening.
It's awful.
Well, imagine he signs that contract and he goes and snaps his leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Or
don't play football ever again. Okay.
Oh, we can dream. No, that's awful. That's awful.
Bit harsh.
I might have got a bit too far there, even for me. I have got a question on the list today, and that is, if you could take one player from this World Cup, put them into your club, obviously price or anything doesn't matter, who would you take and why?
I know who Liam's going to pick, and he'll know who I'm going to pick.
Really?
It's got to be Jude, isn't it?
I think.
I would have thought.
Hang on.
I thought you would have Richarlison back, like.
I was going to say Richarlison or Rafinha, isn't it? Yeah, got it. Well, that's what I mean. If you could have anyone, it's got to be Bellingham.
Yeah, I think Bellingham.
But if being realistic, if we could have one position, it's a striker and Richarlison.
Yeah.
I mean,
same.
I've watched him for however many years now, and I've kept saying he's going to be very, very good. And it's like I said yesterday, it's like a proud father watching his son playing football. It's so hard to see him score.
It's weird. Richarlison's an odd one for me because I've never liked him and I've never rated him. But I worked out the other day why I didn't rate him. And this is going to sound harsh, and Liam, you might never speak to us again. But my whole thing was, if Richarlison was that good, he wouldn't have been playing for Everton. But then he's gone to Tottenham, like an alleged top 6 team, and he's shit. So maybe he was like, he was quite good for Everton. Let's be honest. He banged the goals in left and right, and his league form's gone absolute toss since he's gone to Tottenham. But you can't afford him internationally.
I think he should be starting for Tottenham. He doesn't start though, does he?
No,
he was injured at the start of the season, and he's been playing Son and Kulusevski. When Kulusevski got injured, they played with Richarlison a bit, but I mean, it's a new system for him. It's a bit different, but it's like Lukaku, isn't it? He was one of top 3 strikers in Europe when he played for us. Went to United, turned to Mark Henry, and then do you know what I mean? He's absolutely terrible. We watched the game the other day. It was so bad.
I didn't watch it, but I heard he was rotten. Like
I think it's one of the worst performances I've ever seen from a striker. The amount of chances he's had. Did you watch Andy?
Yeah, well, I saw bits of it, and I seen him get subbed off and punch the dugout.
Yeah, he had a from the 6-yard box. All he had to do was put it goalwards, and it's a goal. And Belgium are already of a level, and it's just terrible.
Oh,
I mean, I'd still have him back at Everton, but can't.
So if we take Jude Bellingham off the table, you'd go Richarlison back at Everton, and Andy, you'd be bringing Rafinha back.
100%.
Yeah. Nobody else has caught your eye. Just want him back.
Just want him back. Yeah.
Exactly that.
So I've got a few. I've got a few that I'd take, but there's one I'm going to stick with because I said it in the Euros. Cody Gakpo's got me eye. I think he looks class.
Oh, don't mention him.
Another one. You've got so close. You probably had the announcement video all done.
Probably did. Part 2 all over again.
Yeah, stood there waiting.
So I think he looks good. Ramos has just scored for Portugal tonight. Obviously, he's been on Newcastle's watch list for a while. But the one I'm going to stick with, because I said it in the Euros and he's still looking decent, is Denzel Dumfries, the Holland.
Don't start with him. Rafa Benitez has blood on his hands.
Why? Do tell.
He was a done deal.
100% done deal.
And he said he didn't want him.
Never in the world.
Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, he's struggling for Inter Milan though, but for Holland, he's the bee's knees.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, I'm very happy that we got Nathan Patterson because I think he's very, very good as well. But
he's not exactly Denzel Dumfries, does he?
Have you seen Nathan Patterson now?
Not really, no.
But it was a done deal. Benitez has got too much blood on his hands. We had Denzel Dumfries at right back. Luis Diaz, who went to Liverpool in January, he was done.
What?
Mateus Nunes, who went to Wolves this summer gone. All those 3 were done.
No wonder you all hate Rafa. Jesus Christ.
I mean, he's a fat Spanish waiter and obviously likes a team in black and white and red as well. So,
see, I was thinking with Denzel Dumfries, if you get him in now, he's got a couple of seasons to learn from Trippier as well and add his experience to his game, and then he can just take the world on. But I don't think it's a one we've even been linked with, so can't see it happening, unfortunately.
Can always dream, mate. Can always dream.
We can. Maybe I should be in charge of the scouting at Newcastle.
You just need to get your FM achievements up, and you can send in a CV.
That's what it is, yeah. I won the league with yous. I did start playing it again last week, and I'm doing all right, but I'm only playing like a game at a time. I don't want to get too carried away. Get too into
see See if you can get a contract like Ronaldo's on the table.
Yeah, no problem. All right,
Jesus.
I'll have 1,600 quid a minute. I haven't got anything else on the list this week. It's quite a slow week. The bloody World Cup needs to go away. It's absolute pants. I mean, from our perspective, I'm sure people are enjoying it.
I want to add on what I said to you before Andy came on. So I've put a link in the chat. Can you put the links on here or not?
No, I can't.
Right.
If I'd had more time, I might have been able to download the clip and put it in.
There's a guy from Betfair called Jason Murphy. I think it was him. Apologies. No, I'm going to double check now. Yeah, Jason Murphy. A little lizard, what he is. Apparently, Jordan Pickford is going to cost England the World Cup.
Where's he getting that idea from? What was his justification?
How many clean sheets has he had?
So only Peter Shilton has got one more World Cup Euros clean sheet than him.
So he got to surpass Peter Shilton in this tournament, and he thinks he's the one who's going to cause us problems. I mean, look, I criticise Pickford all the time, but obviously it just comes from rival. Like a place of rivalry. I know he's a good keeper. He's not going to cost England the World Cup.
No chance.
That's an absolutely fucking ridiculous thing to say. That
it was after the Senegal game. Who was on commentary? Was it Shearer? Was Shearer on commentary, or was he in their studio?
I think he was in the studio.
He was in the studio. So they were talking about Pickford's save, and he went, "Oh yeah, the keeper made a good save." Just say his fucking name. I have no idea what the media have to do. Like why they don't like if it's just us or Pickford or what it is. The Holland were on it the other day, and they mentioned Pickford's tackle on Van Dijk. It was 5 years ago. He's not dead. Oh my god! Like, what's the point?
I don't know.
The football world was mourning him like he died, wasn't there?
Oh my god, it's ridiculous. Like he can't do anything. He breathes, and it's like, well, he might be breathing out COVID. You know what I mean?
Blamed for literally everything.
He does do daft things, and he has done daft things in the past. But it's like, who was it now? I forgot. Ex-United defender. I forgot what his name is. Something Johnson. His grandson or his nephew plays for West Ham. Whoever it is. Some fella, some defender.
I can only think of bloody Ronnie Johnson.
No, it weren't him. Well, he came out and said that Pickford, England won't win anything without a world-class keeper. Only teams can win world-class keepers. And this fella on Betfair said Pickford's too small. He's 6'1", but he looks like 5'10". Just because he looks 5'10" doesn't make him 5'10". Like what absolute stupidity! It's just annoyed me. And
if that's the argument saying you don't win this through world-class keepers, look at saying Neuer probably was one of the best keepers in the world not long ago, and they've gone out.
Yeah.
Well, my argument for that was Iker Casillas, one of the best keepers I've ever seen. How big is he? Fabien Barthez with France, and then when I did everything with United, how big was he?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, just absolute nonsense. Fair enough, you don't like him, but I don't know why. Okay, he's Irish, but the English media have to like just put a downer on everything we do. Not as in Everton, but in England.
They should be more like upfront and clear about it. If he doesn't like Pickford, say I'm not a fan of his, and then explain. And then you don't sound like such a dick. Otherwise, you just sound like you don't know what you're talking about. Because
the easiest thing people always do is, he's too happy all the time. He's too hyper. He's too this. Clearly, they've not watched Pickford play for 2 years, if that's the case. Because if he was like that, he would not last at Goodison Park. that is a given.
The media in this country, though, they just try and ruin everything, and it's just so they can say "told you so." That's how it seems like. They just want us to fail so they can say "told you so."
Yeah.
Well, I've said it in the air. If I would love if Pickford wasn't England's number one, for the fact of if something goes tits up, or Jordan Pickford let England down, But if we win something, it'll be Harry Maguire and John Stones help out England in defence. Not the guy between the goal. It's like when we beat Colombia on penalties, it was Eric Dyer. No, Pickford saved the penalty.
Yeah.
When we lost to Italy on penalties, if we had won that, Pickford would have got a bloody knighthood. Do you know what I mean?
It's like you said before, though. Like, hey, you what?
That would have hurt you if you got a knighthood.
would have made us a bit sick, yeah. But it's like you said the other week. Like if he does something well, he's Jordan Pickford. But if he does something shite, he's Everton's Jordan Pickford.
Yep.
And that just goes to show the sort of media bias that there is. I mean, I was just thinking about this today. Like us on this podcast, we're all northern based, aren't we? Except maybe Crippy, but he supports Villa, so we're talking Midlands. There's no like southern input. So people probably like down south just don't understand how shit we get treated up in the north. Like we don't exist with second-rate citizens. Even our football teams and football players are all second-rate citizens in the media.
Yep.
Unless it's Liverpool.
Unless it's Liverpool, maybe Manchester United, but even that's the shine's come off that apple and all now.
Yeah, lately.
So it's just all about Liverpool. And Man City don't have any bloody English players except Foden and Grealish, so can't really blame them because, although Grealish gets away with quite a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how he's come on. I mean, I put it in the other day, didn't I? Saying there's only Cody and Gallagher that haven't played a minute of the World Cup. Just come on, Southgate, just put them on.
Yeah,
you see,
just give them a couple of minutes.
We was on about it last night. When I don't think you watched the second half, but the Brazil game. Did you see they swapped the keeper?
Oh, did they? Ederson come on or someone else?
It was the keeper who's not played. It's the only keeper who hasn't played in the World Cup, so they put him on for like last 20 minutes to give him so he can say he's played in the World Cup.
That's exactly what I mean.
Exactly what you should do.
It's being part of the team. I remember when we got beat by Iceland. What was that? Euros or World Cup?
Was the World Cup that one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the last one before the last one, wasn't it? I think. Was it 2010?
The only two outfield players that didn't play was John Stones and Ross Barkley. Do you want to guess who they played for at the time?
Does it begin with E?
I mean, I genuinely feel that there's something against Everton. I don't know what it is. But prove me wrong, please.
I know, that's the thing. I think every fan of most clubs thinks that the media is against their team specifically. I mean, Newcastle fans are convinced that there's a conspiracy against them. But when you start to look at things and you start to unwrap things, it's hard to deny it as well. So...
Just getting back to the VAR again, isn't it? There's big six decisions all the time.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. Some decisions what go against you, you think, wow.
We nearly got through a podcast without
I've ruined it.
There's not been any dodgy VAR decisions so far.
I haven't watched enough of the games to notice, to be honest. I think that's probably why I've struggled for shit to come up with this week, because I just haven't watched anything.
Well, have you seen you would have seen how they've got their offsides now with the chips in the ball?
Yeah.
Do it everywhere. You can't complain. It is clear as day. It takes 5-10 seconds, and you can still tell that they're offside. I mean, it's a bit annoying that their arms are a bit offside, but come on, still, at least we can see what's offside.
Yeah, this whole 3D modeling thing is it's made every decision a lot more bearable. The Japan thing, with the ball, it was like, what was it, 0.04 millimeters?
Yeah.
On the line. Obviously, we would never have been able to see that before without this 3D model. So, yeah,
but that's got for Lampard, so it's all good.
It's all good. Yeah, I would like to see that come in, definitely. But how many years it'll take them to implement it into the Premier League and then filter it down, God knows. I had a laugh the other day when one of the balls went flat, didn't it, during the match? You see that?
Yeah, that was the England match, wasn't it? It was the England match.
Was that in the England match, was it?
I think so, yeah. I think it was Rice. He gave the ball to the rest and the ball's gone down.
Yeah, and then the commentators were like, oh, We'll have to get another ball with a chip in. I'm
Kirby's got
pretty
a chip
sure
in
they've
that one.
all them in.
Like shaking.
They've got a seamstress on the side that's sewing the panel out, getting the chip out, and putting it in the other one. We've only got one. Idiot. I don't know. So next week we'll know whether we're still kicking on or not.
Whether it's coming on or not, basically.
Exactly. Well, that's basically it, isn't it? If we're still in next week, it's coming home. Shall we make that our definitive statement now?
Yeah, for me.
If we come live next week and England is still in the competition, we're going all the way.
How bad would Liam be if we've played Brazil and they beat us 1-0 and Richarlison scored the winner?
Look at the conflict on his face.
I know. I mean, he don't even play for us anymore. That's what's annoying.
I think that makes it even worse, doesn't it? Look at what you could have won.
It's just those players that I don't know. I just can't not like him. I mean,
I cannot like him.
It's hard. I can understand why oppositions can't stand them because he said he goes down like a sack of spuds, which he very much does a lot.
Yeah.
But that Crystal Palace game where obviously we won and stayed up, he torn a muscle in his quads and he played on.
Yeah.
The week before, he torn a muscle in his quad, and he's like, "Yeah, no, I'll rest all week and I'll play the game." Because nice. I don't know if you've seen the goal that Calvert-Lewin scores. He just nosedives onto the floor, and everyone jumps on top of Richarlison. It's because he can't run. It's because his quads are on fire. That's the actual reason. It's not because he's just being like, "Oh no."
I think he's one of them. He's one of them players where if he plays for you, you love him, and if he plays for the opposition, you hate him. He's one of them players, isn't he?
Exactly what I was just about to say. Yeah.
Yeah, but Suarez was one of them, but he's just Ronaldo's just scored. He's offside. He's offside. Suarez was one of those players. He was world class, but he was just a rat, though, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
So very many ways.
So, I think that's the only. Trying to think of any other one I just can't stand.
That actually reminds us that, and I forgot.
Yeah, at least we all got to see him cry.
Exactly. Yeah. Which brings me on to I've gone to the wrong place. I've biffed it, lads. I've biffed it. I thought I had this set up, but I didn't. I'll get there. Don't worry. This is fabulous content.
It's worth the wait.
Totally is. Oh God, it's not even loading in now. There we go. Oh, worth it in the end.
I mean, looks like he's got a gum shield in as well.
Just what image? Get out of the World Cup, you cheating dick.
He's so fat as well. When you've seen him recently, he's massive. He had a belly on him.
As fat as him, to be fair.
One of Uruguay as well. It was mocking the Japanese or Chinese players when they scored as well. Was it Uruguay? It was one of the Uruguay players, wasn't it?
I don't know.
One of the tournaments there was taking the mickey out of the Japanese players as well. I can't remember who it was now. I'll try and find it.
It does ring a bell. That, to be fair, I think I remember something about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just say it was because we just can't stand them. So.
Why not?
Scummy players sort of thing.
It's just blame Suarez for it as well, because
yeah, it was Suarez.
Just put the boot in, kick him while he's down. Has anyone got anything else to add before we disappear for another week?
No,
I can't think of anything else. I had my little rant about that Irish fella. So
that was a justified rant. That was a good one. Right then, so we'll be back next week. Me and Liam will be anyway. Andy, are you?
I'll let you know. I think I'm working, but I'll let you know.
Right.
Crippy's back, isn't he? Crippy's back.
Should be back, yeah. If not, I'm sure we can manage between us, Liam. We'll have Jack back in the comments, probably.
If I'm not on, I'll be in the comments.
Well, there you go then. We'll have some entertainment at least.
Try to.
Right, well, if you have been watching, thanks very much. Hit the likey, subscribey buttons and sharey buttons and things like that. And we will catch you next week at 8 o'clock. Cheers.